So, good evening, everybody. This Facebook Live is coming from a very glamorous location. As you can see, I'm in a car park, but it is actually for a very glamorous reason. I am about to attend the premiere of Charge, which is Motion House's latest production. And for those of you who don't know Motion House, they are one of Leamington's greatest exports. They're a dance company that travel around the world, and they've just come back from Denmark. They were in Denmark as part of the European City of Culture, and performing there, and they've come back from there to, as I say, perform Charge, and the premiere of Charge is this evening at Warwick Arts Centre, which is why I am in a car park. And so yeah, I'm obviously very much looking forward to that. I have no helper this evening either. You'll probably a lot of you will be disappointed by that. And the drinks reception that I'm attending begins at 6:15. So I'm going to be very quick and very concise because there is a glass of Prosecco with my name on it. So I wanted to really give you an overview today of some of the products that you could research or have some demonstrations on that could help you to run your business more productively and more efficiently. And we have been working I've been working on this for a number of years because it was part of what I used to do before we started Emerald. And in our experience of working with customers on different products and different software, there is no holy grail. I'll be honest, you are not going to find something off the shelf that is going to solve all your business problems. But what you will find off the shelf is a different range of products from different software companies that you can integrate together to run your business more effectively. And I guess that's where companies like Emerald do really come into our own, because we're independent, because we work with a number of software companies. We will be looking at you and your business need, and we will be matching the products accordingly. And it might well be that there would be a level of integration that's needed. Hi, Gary. Gary's saying, sorry you couldn't be here today. Don't worry. I think November we will make it a much bigger and better Facebook Live because, yeah, as I say, from the glamorous location of a car park today. But as in the November one, I think let's get our heads together and we can plan something really spectacular. But yeah, so as I say, there's no holy grail when you're looking at products. It is going to be a case of looking and choosing the options that'll suit you. And Gary is up for November, so brilliant. We will do something really exciting for November. So any ideas from people about what you might want to see? Gary and I, and potentially guest stars Kiva and possibly my nephew, who is very keen to be involved in this. If there's anything you kind of want us to be talking about or looking at on a Facebook Live in November, then definitely let us know. But in terms of back to products and in terms of the different software products that there are out there, I mean, you will find it's a minefield. There are so many, and there are so many, off the shelf business productivity software, etc., etc. So it's really a case of thinking, okay, well, what is actually going to work for me in my business? And that starts with identifying what your need is. So if you're looking at teams and teams working together, then you could start with something as simple as a shared email inbox and a shared calendar. And that's really, really simple, but it's very effective. And we use that in Emerald. Our technical support team have a support email that customers will use to email in, and that's a shared email inbox that all the technical team access. And we also have they have a shared calendar. So in terms of scheduling things and knowing where people are at any given time, that they have that shared calendar that they can access. So as I said, that's really, really simple. And if you're running something like Microsoft Exchange or Office 365 or Gmail, then setting up a shared inbox for you and your team members to be able to access shared email and shared calendars is really, really straightforward. There might be another step that you require though, and that's around kind of document collaboration. And so you might have a team of people that need to be working on a set of reports together, but they don't necessarily all work in the same place. You might have a team of people who need to access different information and the same information but at different times, and that's where you can look at some of the document collaboration products that are out there. So there's things like Google Docs, which you probably heard of. There's things like OneDrive, which is the Microsoft version, and then there's also our own. We have a data center in Northampton where we operate Emerald Cloud, and that's for really what we call flat file sharing. So that's documents, that's spreadsheets, that's photographs, that's those sort of flat files that you need people to be accessing collaboratively, and potentially editing and working on editing them at the same time. So you've got that. So you've got that kind of suite of products there that looks at that document collaboration. And then if you want to take that a stage further, there are also products out there that combine a bit of both. So you'll have your document collaboration, but you'll also have your discussions and your conversation, and you can create what we call intranet, so kind of dedicated private internet spaces for accessing those documents and perhaps having some discussion around those documents. So things like SharePoint and ShareFile, that's where they fall into this category. So we've got customers at the moment. We've got a customer looking to use SharePoint for HR purposes. So they can put all the information that a potential new recruit would need from a company point of view, and they can create an intranet, so a private web space for their new recruits to come on and to access different bits of information that they might need, or potentially ask questions about the company. So it's a real kind of interactive space that you can create. And the same thing with something like ShareFile. We've got a customer who they're a sales and marketing team, and they use ShareFile for having, as I said, a private web space, an intranet for their customers. So their customers can go on and see all the documentation and all the files that relate to them as a customer. And that's where, as I say, something like SharePoint and ShareFile kind of bridges that gap. It's both a document storage and document collaboration tool, but it's also a communication tool as well. And then moving on from sort of the communication, the communication theme, you've got things like Microsoft Teams, you've got things like Slack, and you've got things like Trello, and they are products that allow you to kind of set up channels or sort of projects, and really kind of track what's going on with a particular project, both being able to communicate with people who are involved in that project, but also being able to upload files that are related to that project, being able to have Skype conversations and meetings that are related to that project. So what you'll find there is that's very much a communication tool, but with a project management focus. So you can set up, as I say, in Teams it's conversations and channels. In something like, the light's gone off. Something like Trello, they call them boards, but it's the same kind of thing, that you can basically track projects as they are happening. And then that moves me on to the next suite of products, which is similar to something like Teams or Slack, but it just really takes it to another level when you're looking at workflow and project management. And that's things like Docuware and Microsoft Dynamics. And to give you an example, we use Docuware internally, but we've also got a lot of customers using Docuware. And they could be customers from skip hire to heating engineers, to salespeople out on the road. And basically, these are people that need to record information and then need that information to be uploaded and to start a workflow, really. So as I say, to give the example of the heating engineering company that we've got, an engineer goes out to a domestic property and they do the relevant survey that they need to do, and they fill in the information on an iPad, and then that form is then sent into the Docuware system, and that then triggers the workflow for the next step. And that next step might be quality assurance. That next step might be invoicing. That next step for this particular heating engineering company is they have a contract with Empower, and so that next step is that information then gets sent to Empower for them to install into their own system, and obviously then have a record in order to pay the company for the service that they've provided. So it basically eliminates the need for reams of paper. And it can really streamline that workflow for you. Microsoft Dynamics is the program that we use, and that tracks everything to do with our customers. So whether that be on the sales and marketing side or whether that be on the support side. Dynamics, when we have a support query come in or we have an alert from the proactive monitoring that we do, that automatically goes into Dynamics and is tracked. And even when we've closed that case, so even when we've resolved that support query or dealt with that alert, that still stays tracked against, that still stays recorded against our customer. And again, if any orders or any additional work or any of that sort of thing, it all gets held against our particular customer. And we can also have, we've also got a workflow designed from that from project conception to invoicing, and then, as I say, to support afterwards. So something like Dynamics has been really, really useful for our business, as I say, for streamlining that workflow. And then the final thing I want to mention, because that glass of Prosecco is calling me, is business intelligence, and is the different software that you've got to provide you with real-time business intelligence. And one of the great programs that we're using is Power BI, and that can basically integrate with all of your software and your systems, irrespective of what you're running them on. So we've got it integrating with our account system, we've got it integrating with Dynamics, we've got it integrating with our phone system, and basically it gives us real-time information that we can make data-driven decisions on for the business, strategic decisions for our business. And it could be a whole range of things, from when do we take the most support calls, to what faults are reoccurring for particular customers that they might need some training on. Email being a prime example of a fault that we had recently, that we then provided some training for a customer around, because the same kind of email issues were popping up, and it wasn't a technical issue, it was more user behavior that we needed to support them on. So again, that's really useful information from a business point of view. There are lots of other things that it can measure. It can look at products. So at the moment, it's looking at our orders, and it's looking at the different products and services that we sell, and which ones are popular within different sectors, and all of that sort of business intelligence, again, that can allow us to make effective marketing decisions when we're looking at those kind of things, and identify training needs and all of that. So yeah, hopefully what I've given you there is a real whistle-stop tour of various different products and software that you can use to streamline your business and to make your business more effective and more efficient. I've done quite a few demos on most of these products. I am more than happy to come out to you and do a demo, or to do one remotely. I did one remotely this morning. So if that works better for you, then I'm happy to do that. What we normally do is show you our live data. So we show you us actually using these products, because I think until you see them actually working, it's very difficult to understand how they can fit within your business. So if that sounds useful to you, if you would like a demo, then get in touch. Have a look on our website, www.emerald-group.co.uk, or give me a call to arrange a demo. The office number is 01926 452 462. That's 01926 452 462. As I said, more than happy to do a demo, either coming out to visit you or to do one remotely. I'm off to grab my glass of Prosecco. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday evening, and I look forward to seeing you in November for whatever that Facebook Live might look like. Please do put comments on what you would like to see, and Gary and I and our team of helpers will cook up something exciting for you. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.